So guys, we're in Grenada right now, waiting out a storm, a little blow before we leave to head to Trinidad. Most of this video you're going to see is filmed on my phone, and I didn't film it in the best angle, so I apologize for that, but it'll give you a good idea of what's going on. So, not ideal conditions. We're waiting for this big blob of rain to pass, and then we're probably going to leave tonight and head to Trinidad. The storm seems to be veering a little more south and picking up extreme amount of speed. So we're going to do everything we can to get out of its way. So we'll keep you posted. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. It is Sunday morning. We have been sailing since 9 o'clock last night. It's currently about 7 in the morning. We are on our run, our hurricane run, running from Beryl to Trinidad. We got to Grenada and evaluated, and for 3 days we thought, we're good. 27-mile-an-hour winds, we can take that. And then we woke up yesterday morning, and by 11 o'clock they were talking 70-mile-an-hour winds and 12-foot seas and a Category 3 hurricane hitting a couple islands above, but definitely in the cone. And we decided, so us and everybody. There's probably 25 boats out here with us right now, and that's what we can see. And I think there's been several waves. I think there was a group that left last night around 6 o'clock. There was a group that left at 9 o'clock. There was another group that was leaving in the wee hours of the morning, like 2 or 3. And then another group that was leaving at like 6 a.m. this morning. So by the time it's all said and done, sounds like most people will be out of Grenada and in Trinidad. Yeah, we have no idea where we're going. Yeah, we're gonna do the best we can to find a place to drop the anchor, but we don't really know what that looks like. It is very full there right now. It's full anyway because it's the season to be full, and then all of this added exodus that's happening, just makes it that much more intense. So hopefully we can find a place to drop the anchor, ride out the storm,
sail's been pretty nice.
Get some rest. Go ahead.
The sail's been nice. Early on there was a strong current pushing us west, and so that means we have to point our boat more east, which means it puts the wind on the nose a little bit. It wasn't awful, but we ran the motor for a bit so we could keep on course.
Yeah, that was.
The middle was great. Several hours of sailing.
We'll just circle back and say we ran the motor for a bit after we got it started. We had a little hiccup that lasted about 40 minutes. We were cruising right along and trying to adjust course and get back on our run line because we're fighting this current, and the engine stops. And so AJ goes down and fiddles with it a little bit, comes back up, and it doesn't start. And he goes back down and comes back up, and it still doesn't start. So finally, So finally he changed some filters and did a couple other things, and then he had to prime it again. And anyway, long story short, he finally got it up and running. Not really 100% sure if it was a clogged filter.
We're going to call it a clogged filter.
Yeah, or if it was possibly human error.
Dumbass mistake by myself.
Yeah, we're not really sure, but after everything was said and done on the last trip down, that it would not start in. And by the way, I'm hand steering the whole way because we have no autopilot. And well, at this moment, I'm hand steering. And every time he comes up to start the engine and it doesn't start, the panic level just goes up like times 10. So I was barely holding it together. Has nothing to do with him. I just was convinced that there was something dreadfully wrong with the engine. But there was one valve that at the very last he looked at and was not open. We don't really know if that happened. If that happened when he moved.
In the heat of the moment, just adjusted things.
Yeah. Hold on. We're not really sure when that happened, or if that was even the reason. But bottom line is, he finally got it started, and it's been running like a champ ever since. So all's good. So hope to be in Trinidad in about 5 hours. And it's a pretty lengthy check-in process there. Don't know how long that'll take, and then we've got to go find a place to put the boat. So I'm guessing it'll be a good 4 or 5 o'clock before we get to put our heads down. Neither one of us have slept. I think we both kind of dozed off for a few minutes sitting in the cockpit, but that's about it. So
yeah, it really takes 2 people to hand steer.
Yeah.
If we need to adjust sails or anything, it takes 2 people.
It's just too much.
And we have no autopilot because we're in the middle of a repair on the autopilot.
Right.
Then the hurricane decided to
grace us with its presence.
Yeah, to turn further south.
Yeah.
So we're hand steering for 15 hours.
So
not as bad as I thought, but it's been relatively mild weather.
yeah. So anyway, just wanted to give you a quick update. I'm sorry that ran a little longer than I expected, but that's what's going on, and we'll keep you posted as things unfold here in Trinidad and what we're hearing of our buddies that stayed behind in Grenada.
Some more boats?
Yeah, I tried. You really can't see them, but there's, tons of boats out here. There's a couple right there with us, and then a bunch way there.
Oil rigs.
Yeah, and there's oil rigs that we're dodging. So, all right, guys, we'll keep you posted. You'll see what we see. Bye. Okay, guys, I look a little like a drowned rat because I've been out here cleaning the deck in the last rainstorm so that we could collect water. But I just was going to let you know we did find a spot. So we are anchored in Port of Spain, and I'm going to let you see behind me. So there's a little spit of land that comes out here. And then this is like the main area of Port of Spain. So we are very exposed to fetch from this side. So we are very open there, and we get it. But here's the thing. All of the other bays we were in were very closed in, and they were very protected from the wind and maybe a little from the fetch, but there's so many boats crammed in them. And I don't really trust other people's ability to secure their boat. In fact, one of the bays that everybody's telling us to anchor in, we drove by last night, and there are like 5 wrecked boats, like sunken boats, sitting in it. So it's, I just, out here, we may get a lot of wind and we may get a lot of rain. I mean, a lot of waves. But we have confidence in our boat, in the ability to ride those waves. We're a boat. Worst case scenario, we pull the anchor and we just ride straight into the wind. It won't be comfortable. It won't be enjoyable, but it will be safer than being anchored in an enclosed bay surrounded by land that we could get thrown against, or that 20 other boats could pile on top of us when the wind changes. We're going to have 100% chance, 100% swing. So every time you move, your anchor has to kind of reset itself, and we didn't have confidence in that being able to happen where we were. We didn't have out enough scope. We couldn't get out more than 5 to 1, Here we're at 8-1, and if you can, you see around me, Remedy. That's Remedy right there. There's a cat. I mean, we've got a good 200, at least 200 feet between us. So there's plenty of room for our boats to swing around. And if we want to let out more chain, we've got out I think we got out 180 feet right now. We have 260. So we could easily let more scope out if we needed to. We are at low tide, so there will be a little bit of a tide shift. I think it's about a 2-foot tide, so we have that to account for. And then we'll have, as the waves come in and we're looking at pretty significant fetch, we could see 4, 5, 6 foot waves. We can let out enough chain to endure that. So anyway, just for you guys that may care, some of you may not understand any of that or really care about it, but just thought I would let you know. But we feel good about where we are. It is, like I said, not going to be a comfortable night. We are going to be riding out a lot of waves, and I'm sure there will be times where we think this sucks, but it is the safest option for our boat. And for us, frankly. So anyway, that's the update. We'll keep you posted. It's our second rain, I think, that's coming through right now. I'm getting rained on. We should be able to start collecting water. We've got our front tank completely full, so probably about, well, not completely, about 80 gallons of water up there. We emptied the middle tank to do that because our water system where we collect water, which if you haven't seen on YouTube, you can go take a look at that. It's really high tech, but we can only collect water in our middle tank, which holds 100 gallons. So we use a water hose, we hook it up to the sink, and then we just literally pump it up to the front tank, and then we can collect water off the deck. So that's why I was out here in the rain cleaning the deck, just getting all the debris from the anchor when we pulled the anchor up off the deck so that we could get clean water as it drained down into that. So anyway, keep you posted, guys. You'll see what we see. Okay, guys, we're back. It's about 12 o'clock. I think that's about 2 hours since my last update. We are pitching quite a bit. For you guys that don't know what that means, it's like being on a hobby horse. So we are, I'll show you in a minute on another boat, but we are faced into the swell. And so every time the waves come in, we're just rocking back and forth. We keep dunking our bow in underwater, which we expected. We haven't seen as much rain as we thought we would get so far. And they just downgraded the tropical storm warning. In fact, they didn't downgrade it, they canceled it. So it's now just like a weather alert or something. So it must, I think it's already come ashore between Carriacou and Grenada, or kind of right there with the land. So it might be on the other side, and that's why the tropical storm has been canceled. So that's great. That means we may be in maybe the worst of what we're gonna get.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be some random squalls, just that break loose from those bands that find their way here. So I don't think it's gonna be dinghies down and in for cocktails or anything, but hopefully we will end up only having the weather that we actually sailed to Trinidad to have. Once we got here, things continued to shift, and we thought we were going to get much stronger than originally projected. So anyway, that's really good news. I'm going to walk over here and kind of show you what I'm talking about with the pitch. And maybe you'll be able to see it. A lot of times this stuff doesn't translate. But looks like we've probably got, what, maybe 5 foot? There's our buddy boat. So you can see how they're just like pitching up and down. So yeah, it's not too bad right now. I don't know if you can see the waves, but sometimes we'll get a 5 foot roller that comes through and just bounces the boat up, and then the bow goes straight into the water. But yeah, this would be great if this is the worst that we have to deal with other than rain. But we'll keep you posted. If I get another good video, Yeah, there you go. She almost went in the water. Their boat doesn't have a full enclosure like ours does, and they're really struggling with when the bow goes in the water. It creates, you know, a really big splash. The water is actually crashing over the top of their little Dodger, and you know, water's going into their living space, which really kind of sucks, but that's boat life. So, okay, well, that's it. That's the update. No, he wants me to wait, but I don't want to keep you. Oh, if I get good video, I'll add it to this clip so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. But you get the gist of it. All right, guys, see what we see.
So one of our buddy boats, Remedy, riding out the storm here in Trinidad. Film for you guys.
Alright guys, so we've actually made it to the mall in Trinidad.
That's what I found.
AJ found a crappy burger. I'm having Smoothie King. But this is like seriously like a proper mall. Like fountains and escalators, 2 stories.
Aeropods,
Like, yeah, just every store you can imagine. There's Victoria's Secret. Yeah. So I wasn't expecting this kind of mall, but pretty cool. So awesome. Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese. They serve beer at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
And their pizza's not too bad either.
Alright, second floor of the mall. It's really pretty. Okay guys, I know you'll find this hard to believe, but we're at the grocery store, which is where we are always. But real proper grocery store for sure here. Really good selection of vegetables and meat. That looked really good. We didn't have to buy a whole lot because we got a lot on board.
I'm not gonna say cheap, but it's
I think it's actually pretty cheap.
first time we've ever left a grocery store spending $63 US.
Yeah.
It's only a backpack full,
Yeah.
but still, it's us.
It's basically just fresh vegetables and some eggs and a few other little things, but not a whole lot because we have so much food on the boat. But it's very close. It's about a 15-minute walk from where we're anchored right now, which is really nice. I got a big, see in there, a big piece of watermelon. So I'm excited about that, but yeah, all good. So we're heading back to the boat. All right, guys, successful run to the grocery store. We just got back to this marina. It's kind of a fishing boat, dry storage. They've let us use their dock since there's so many boats here. Now we're just gonna head back to the boat and try and chill a little bit. There were 4 giant macaws up there. I meant to film those, so maybe when I go in next time I'll get some footage. Good morning, guys. We are still in Cocorite, which is the anchorage we've been in that we rode the storm out in, but we have been asked to move. This particular area is not patrolled by the Coast Guard and security, and so they've asked, since things are settling down, if we would move back where there are more cruisers, because this is way out of the way for them to patrol. So we're going to do that this morning. Remedy had to run in and make another quick grocery run because they forgot to get rum yesterday, you know, priorities.
Staples, cruiser staples.
And Yeah, right. And we need to go up the mast and take a look at the wind instruments. We are not getting consistent wind readings, specifically at low wind speeds. So we think there's some corrosion or something up there, that some salt or whatever, that's just kind of keeping things from moving. So AJ's gonna go up and take a look this morning, because it's dead calm out here, which means it's also hot as hell. Why Remedy is in doing what they're doing. So we're getting everything rigged right now. AJ's over here running the lines. We use some extra snatch blocks. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, blocks.
Yeah, to run the lines for one of the halyards back here. It's the same one we used to raise the dinghy, right?
Yeah, the same setup. There's no difference.
Yeah, same setup we used to raise the dinghy, but instead we'll be raising AJ up the mast. And
yeah,
you've seen us do this before. This isn't the first time we've done him, put him up there, but we're going to do that this morning and take a look.
Yeah, we have a couple other safety precautions we're going over too, because I know you're not supposed to use electric winches to raise people off the mast, because sometimes you can have a failure and the winch won't shut off, and you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll go over that, not on video.
Yeah, so we've got some precautions to be able to cut the power to the winches and all that really quickly if needed. So anyhow, we're going to go over that, and then we'll get him up the mast. So see you shortly.
See ya. All right, point of view going up the mast. And away we go. All right.
Good?
Yeah, keep checking, you know, the tailing and all that stuff to make sure we're good. They're not binding on anything. Yeah.
I'm not filming.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, we're halfway up.
Hold up. All right, another few feet. Stop.
So while he's up there, he's just kind of checking all the stuff. Screws and mounts and looking for chafe.
A lot of times you'll get, since there's a direction change here on the spreader, you'll get some strands of these that start rusting and breaking. That looks good. It's not my primary intent is looking at all that, but while I'm up here, it always makes sense to put your eyes on as much as we can. All right, another 3-4 feet. Or 8, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, keep going. Stop. These shivs I'm gonna lube. I got some lube with me. I'll lube all this stuff on the way down. All right, bring me up 1 foot. Good. All right, bring me up so my feet are on this spreader.
All right, up more. Stop. All right, let's go about 2 feet at a time. More. What is that? I think these are to stand on them, maybe? I don't know. All right, any obvious problems? I don't see. So the reason I'm up here is you see our wind instruments, that's not spinning. It spins at higher speeds or higher wind speeds, but it's not right now. So there needs to be, I'm going to take them down. I'll try to lubricate it up here, but if I can't, I'll take it down and take it apart down in the boat. All right, small increments, like 1 foot. Do that again. All right, do that again. Yeah, see it starts spinning and then stops. I think I'm probably going to take it down. A little sketchy up here to fix that kind of stuff. Alright, cotter pins look good. This shit looks good. This block looks to be in good shape. It looks old, but... Alright, 6 inches. 2 inches. Stop.
So again, this is just a look at the setup. We have our winch here, our electric winch running to a block that runs up to another block that then goes up to the line, which is cleated off so he can't fall, he can't release. I'll have to release it to let him down, and then that's how we haul him up the mast.
Alright, I'm going to untape that. I think this comes off. Yeah, see, that should be free spinning right now because there's a little bit of breeze. You can see it starts spinning then stops. Alright, let's see if I know how to do this. There, that slips back, that slips up. Wind instruments off. Let me untape this first. Tastes bad. And in case it takes me longer than expected, because it's supposed to be raining at some point today. I'm going to retape that with the old tape. That didn't work very well, but better than nothing. Alright, what else we gotta look at up here? All right, you ready to bring me down?
Yeah.
Nice and easy, don't drop me.
All right, I gotta go release the clutch.
Yep.
Find the problem?
No, I'm bringing it down with me.
Oh.
Nice view of Trinidad up here, or a Port of Spain. All right, go ahead, nice and easy.
Good pace?
Yeah, perfect. I'll lube all the other stuff on my second trip. All right, I'm gonna spreader, hold. All right, a little bit and stop. Okay, more. All right, good. Keep going.
There's some weird shape in this line right here.
Slower. Keep going, just slower.
Sorry, on the white.
It's fine. A little bit slower.
Still too fast?
A little bit slower. Touchdown. All right, we are down. I need to take this apart, lubricate that, and go back up again. So I'll show you more stuff when we have more stuff to show you. All right, so back inside the boat, take this apart, see what there is to see. Might just be salt and just needs to be cleaned. I don't know if you can hear in the background, Beth's hauling the anchor, kinda. We have 250 feet of chain out when the storm was coming through, which is a ton. So she's starting to haul in some of that just to get it in the boat, and it's really muddy too, so she's probably up there cussing. So we are leaving here shortly. We're going to go to a different anchorage to meet up with a couple of friends. Let's see. Got my tools. Over here. That's what I'm looking for. This thing's brand new. It's 2 years old now. But hell, we don't want to have to buy another one of these every 2 years. So I'm just going to spray a bunch of sauce in the hole. PB blaster. Give me a rag. So yeah, boat life. Your desk is also your workshop. Usually it's the dining room table that's my workshop, or the galley kitchen kitchen counters. So I'm trying to protect stuff so I don't get it all nasty, because when it returns back to my desk, my navigation station, I don't want it being awful. And we're probably hauling anchor here, well, soon. Going to meet some friends. Alright. Let's get that all nice and filled up with. Alright, let's just let it hopefully do its magic for a little while, a couple hours. Alright, now I gotta find a spot for this to hold the sauce in. Hold on, I hear Beth calling me. I'm coming! Alright, I'll show you stuff when there's stuff to show you. Alright, so just straightening up my workstation a little bit. So I think we gotta go weigh anchor and head over to a different anchorage to meet up with some friends. I squirted the PB blaster, which is penetrates and, you know, super magic sauce. Hopefully I'll let that sit in there for an hour or so. It already seems to be better. There was some sticky spots in here. I don't know if it's corrosion or salt or rust or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna let that sit in there for a while and then put it back together and see what happens. Alright, so we're motoring slowly underway, and I rigged up a little I got my fan blowing on this to turn it slowly so it represents slow wind. I pulled this off and I filled that up with the PB blaster, my special sauce, and it already seems better, but we'll let that blow in the light breeze. I think that's hidden. While we're underway, and I'm fighting for time. Not really, but rain's supposed to be coming through today, so I'd like to, as soon as I get to the anchorage, be able to put my wind vane back on the mast. So I'm trying to multitask and let this happen, or try to get that softened up or break loose the corrosion or rust or salt or whatever's in there while underway. Trying to kill two birds with one stone. So we'll let that go for a little bit, and hopefully it'll be good as new by the time we get there, and I'll put it back up and everything works great. See ya.
Haven't seen dolphins in quite a while, but there's a little pod of them right here as we're coming into this anchorage. I don't know if they're showing up on the video or not. Yeah, they usually like a boat. We'll see if they come over. Hey guys! Hey! Look, he's jumping for us. Hey, I see you. Come on. Wow. There's so many of them. Back there in the wake. I don't think they're coming up. Let Mary and Phil know. We're actually coming to hang out with a boat that's leaving tomorrow to head back to Grenada. So this is Scotland Bay. It's right in the big cut. This is the cut right here that we came through when we came into Trinidad. And then there's this little bay here that people kind of stage in when they're getting ready to leave, so they don't have to, you know, maneuver through everything to get out into open water.